Hey guys, it's me David and welcome back to week 31 of building Crait. So guys, just off the top real quickly, I apologize for this being about a week or two later than I had expected, but I guarantee you guys, it was worth the wait. You can kind of get a little sneak preview right behind me over here. We're going to get that second mountain finished. That's right, and it's going to really start to look like the finished Crait mock, finally. And not only that guys, but we're going to get on the back side. So last week I explained that I was going to do two different sections, one being the command center and the other being the Falcon and TIE fighters flying throughout the mountain. And we're going to be focusing on that other side that has the Falcon and the fighters. I think you guys are going to really like it. I worked extremely hard this week to really push something to show you guys what I have in mind to show you rather than explain my concept for a couple of the designs that I've been thinking about. So I'm very excited to show you what I've been up to, guys. Now, before we jump into the segment, I just want to also do a quick plug. It is the holiday season, so I just want to remind you guys that on my site, Minifix for You, I have restocked the Bad Batch figures. If you guys didn't know, because the Clone Wars Season 7 is coming next year on the new Disney streaming service, those new Clone Wars episodes are the same unreleased episodes that the Bad Batch Lego Clone Squad was actually based off of. So they're going to become canon in Star Wars lore. At the moment they're not, but they are going to be. You can see it in the teaser trailer, so that's just awesome. So I've restocked the Bad Batch for that reason alone, and I've already sold, I believe, like 25 Bad Batches out of 100, so I've already sold more than a quarter of what I've made. So if you want to get them, check out the link down below, guys. There's my favorite Lego Star Wars figures I have ever made, and I've made over 120 different custom-made Lego Star Wars figures. These are by far my favorite, and I even the helmets are custom printed, and you can't get them anywhere else. And actually, still to this day, nobody has made a Bad Batch except for me, at least that I've seen. So it's a very niche thing, I guess, but I think it's one of the coolest things ever. And if you guys remember, it was also on my Kashyyyk mock that I really was happy I was able to put it in Kashyyyk at the end. But anyhow, guys, let's go ahead and jump into the segment. I think you guys are going to be very excited what I've been working on, so let's see it. Okay, guys, so jumping right into this segment, I've actually already started continuing to build on this side. The goal here is to get it to the top just like we did last week on that side of the mountain. I think it's very possible, especially after what I'm about to show you, to get this side of the mountain done. So I've already, I believe I started here. So I've already done this much right here. Upwards is already what I've done. And so off to a good start. And you can see I'm also starting to push the gray bricks over a little bit more because I am running a little low on the red bricks. So I think we'll be able to get to the top here with the bricks that I have on hand. I don't think I need to, you know, push that off and run to the Lego store, which, by the way, guys, my Lego store is about 2.5 hours away, so it's not easy for me to just jump on over. It's possible, but, you know, I have to kind of plan it out when I want to go up there. So it's a little bit of a trip for me, but it is looking good so far. Some other things is so I forgot that I was originally way back in 2012, I was thinking about doing just how I did in 2015, a stop motion trailer of The Force Awakens. I was thinking about doing that for Rogue One, and I forgot that I had ordered all of these Rebellion like soldiers and stuff for the what I was going to do, a Rogue One stop motion trailer. Anyhow, so I found these just kind of randomly laying somewhere, and I was like, well, that's convenient. So I have some more figures that I have that I can put in the base over there. I am going to mix them up. They're not going to look like this. I am going to change them up so they look more like how they look in The Last Jedi, so don't worry about that. But they are looking, it's just kind of nice that I found more figures, and that's pretty cool. And right here, as you can see, just like I told you last week, I ordered a mid-scale Millennium Falcon. It came. Looks great, actually. It's actually pretty shiny, not really dusty looking or anything like that. The stickers are a little off place, and the guy who's he actually sent me an email saying he was missing one of these, so he replaced it with another one of these pieces. I went ahead and went back on BrickLink and ordered another one of these, as well as another one of these, because this one right here is a little crooked and it kind of bothers me. My inner OCD is a little bothered by that. So this piece right here and this piece will be replaced. They're already on the way. They'll be here next week. But yeah, actually, I really wish I bought this mid-scale Millennium Falcon all the way back in 2009, because it actually looks really cool. I really like it. But if we take a look back here and take our mid-scale Falcon, I was kind of shocked at how perfectly sized this is. It actually fits in here really well, and it is to scale to these TIE fighters almost perfectly. So I think we're going to go with this. I think this is exactly the placement where the Falcon's going to be, which does make it a little tricky in terms of how we build around the Falcon. That means the side walls where all this, trans red and all of that, it's going to have to be really thin, but I think we can get around it. But yeah, it's going to be right about there in terms of placement. I am going to lower the TIE fighters a little bit below it because it looks a little weird right now. But I am going to go with the mid-scale Falcon. I think this is actually pretty good looking. I think it works pretty well, actually. What do you guys think down in the comments below? But I'm pretty much decided that this actually works a lot better than I thought it would. And it looks good, too. Like, I'm shocked by how good this set actually looks. I like it. All right, well, let's go ahead and continue on, guys. Okay, guys, I just want to take a quick minute. I actually just went to the Lego store, got back. Got about 12 picker brick cups worth of stuff, but I just wanted to show how I kind of sort things out once I get back from the Lego store. I don't do it all the time, but when I do, this is how I do it. Just thought you guys may wonder what I do when I put a whole bunch of different parts together. So first off, everything's been sorted out here in different bins, and then you'll also see I use one of my boxes. I got an entire box of 4x6 red plates, but when I get back from the Lego store, what I do is actually take that giant Lego bag you guys get, and I take some scissors and just split it down the half, so that way you have a nice clean working mat. I'm a person who likes to sort things on the floor. I'm sure a lot of you sorts things on like the table and stuff. That's totally fine. But I prefer working on these yellow bags because first off, they're yellow, so you can see the parts unless you have yellow bricks. You can see the parts really easily and sort them very quickly with this yellow as a background. And again, you don't want to get any hair or dirt or anything with all this brand new Lego. So I definitely suggest using the Lego bags to your advantage when sorting, especially if you're on the floor and carpet and all of that. But then I use the pick-a-brick cups just to sort all the pieces out by piece. So that's exactly what I did. And of course I used this giant box. If I didn't have one of these boxes, I would have used my plastic bins that I use to sort a lot of stuff as well to fill up things. So yeah, that's how I sort, guys. So I just wanted to throw that into this segment. I figured it may or may not be interesting to some of you, but now you know. All right, this is it. This is the moment you've been waiting for. It's fully done. The mountains, guys. Look how awesome that looks. Like, wow. It is so much better than I could ever imagine. And I'm so happy with the way it came out. I'll just go in and show you guys some of the detail. Again, really worked hard on making sure it wasn't, just straight or anything like that. That there was a lot of angles and, shape to the rock work. That it wasn't just, that it wasn't boring looking, honestly. But I think it turned out really, really good looking. It's so cool to see it done. I'm just shocked, honestly. I'm like, wow. I mean, it took some time, but we're finally here. So what do you think, guys? What do you think of this? Is this what you imagine the final product to be of Crait? It's not quite done, but it's pretty much there. It's getting very, very close. Like at this point, it's like 90-95% done. Just like I did on the other side, you can see that I kind of did that whole rock work thing on the side. And this is kind of what the back of the rock work looks like as well. It's a bit more dense than what I had done over there. You can see I left it quite open. I kind of filled it in here with more brick because I had more left over. I thought I needed to save more on the other side, so that's why there's more over here and all of that. But Again, just back up. It's a bit crowded and messy in the room right now, so I have to be careful where I step. But yeah, it's looking really awesome now. We are very close to finishing Crait. I apologize for this whole mess. Been working on a couple things, and I'll show that in just a second. But this will, by next week, we're going to get this all cleaned off, and we're going to put those salt pieces down, and we're going to start doing the battle soon. I believe we'll do the battlescape, as I call it, and the finale. But we're very close. We're really, really close now. Just wow, it's awesome seeing that. Alright guys, let's go ahead and move on to the next thing. I mean, there's not much more left now. Okay guys, so now that we're done with the mountain work, we can focus on the back area, because that's really where the last bit of, hard kind of lot of work needs to be done. The front area, as we talked about in the previous segments, pretty much done. All we have to do is put salt pieces down, but that can wait till probably nearing the finale, maybe next week. We'll see. But anyhow, so if you guys remember, behind that mountain over there, I said I was going to have like a cave, right, with the mini TIE fighters flying up and all of that. And then, of course, I'm going to use the mid-scale Millennium Falcon. And then I said how I was going to do the cave was to do like kind of a circle, kind of like a half circle, half oval type of shape. So that's what you're seeing right here is 3 different prototypes I went through. Just kind of, I have some parts around me, and I've just been kind of experimenting to see exactly how it would work. This was the first kind of prototype I came up with, and the first problem I kind of ran into is when you do curves like this, you can see that, well, first off is I'm using these 1x1 plates with the jumper, stud in the middle, and that's how I'm getting the curve without it, bending either way, and it creates a really good curve actually, except with these pieces, these 1x4s with studs on the side, when you put these, when you do this and you try to put the thing sideways like this, you run to the trouble where basically you get these gaps, right? So you have this issue that you run into quite quickly. So it took me a little bit to figure out how to get around that, but I eventually found out that if you jump them with other jumper plates like this, and you space these out a little bit, then you can get perfect corners like this, where it meets up on the side. This is actually the prototype where I kind of figured that out. So once again, you have to go through multiple stages before you get kind of the design you want, but when you're doing angled stuff like this, this is kind of what you have to do. If you want the studs to be all aligned with each other and not to be at weird angles like this. Like, so you can see here, it's like off by a little bit from the other plate, so you have to figure out these type of things. So I went through a couple different variations and all of that, but I finally figured it out. So if we go ahead and hop on over here, I'm going to come back to the Falcon here in just a second, but if we go around here, whoop, it's a bit crowded back here, you'll see that I have started this right here, and it's looking pretty good so far. Now keep in mind that right here, I think I'm going to put another red wall that's going to go up, or it's just going to be red plates on the side, something, but it's going to be covered up right here. So don't worry about this right here. And then of course on this side you have the red wall right there, so nothing has to be covered up. And then of course we're going to cover the bottom. But this part right here is what I want to just take on out. Oh, well, it's a mini, so I'm not worried about it breaking. It did fall to its death, unfortunately, but hey, that's accurate. The Empire ain't great, guys. So anyhow, if we take this over here, this is what I've come up with so far. So here it is. I know it looks pretty simple, but if we turn around, it's a little more complex than it looks. So a couple different things going on here. You can kind of see how I've got, again, I'm using these, where are they? The jumper plate things, these right here. That's how I'm doing it right here. So I have this nice perfect angle where nothing's moving. It's very sturdy. That's kind of the point, is to make sure it's sturdy and it's got a good look, and the studs all match the same way. Now if you're wondering why the plates are like lower and above, that's intentional. You'll see what I'm going to do with the design, but basically I'm going to be using red wedges and a lot of trans red pieces, which I've ordered from BrickLink. I don't think they'll be here,
unfortunately, for this segment. But you'll kind of see here in a minute what I have in mind. But the first thing I'm going to do is actually just build this up. This has to be so much taller than what it is right now. It's got to be like 8 times the height it is currently, which is fine. I have the bricks for it. But I just want to show you this is the beginning stage of how exactly I'm doing that. So that's kind of my idea for the cave wall type of thing. So this is where it starts. So now I'm going to show you where it kind of goes. So that'll be the last thing we do. So let's go ahead and check that out right now. So actually sorry to tease that, but right before we get to the, what I'm thinking in terms of height and kind of where we're going with the design, I do want to show you how I'm going to hang the Falcon. So at first I thought I was going to have Technic beams come out from that wall I just showed you, but I think what I'm going to end up doing is hanging the Falcon from the very top. And you'll have to wait until I kind of show you how to do that next segment, but so far, if we flip it over, this is kind of what I've done to modify it. So it's literally going to hang by this, and I've already secured it. It's going to hang by this Technic rod, and it's going to be like this. So this is the angle it's going to be at, and I'm going to have Technic beams coming out where my finger is right here. So it's a little hard to hold the camera and the Falcon together, and not to break anything. But anyhow, so yeah, the Technic beam is where it's going to be held, and we're going to suspend that from the very top of the mountain where it's closed off. So that's how that's going to work. I think it's a pretty good idea. Hopefully it's going to give me the angle I want, but that is how that's going to happen. So without ado, let's get back to what I'm going to do with the wall. Alright, so after a lot of building, guys, it is all together. Here's the wall. So this is actually the back side of it. Just wanted to show it because it actually looks pretty cool on the back side, and as you can see, it's almost the same height as the rock work over there. So it's taken a couple hours actually. I think, yeah, a little over 4 hours, but it's came together pretty well actually. So I've left it a little open right here. So I just wanted to show you guys how I kind of built it. So, whoop, ran into a pick-a-brick cup, but anyhow. So this is kind of what I was doing. These are the jumper plates, and these are the normal plates. You can kind of see what I did in terms of spacing right here. I think you can kind of figure out in case you want to try to do something similar in your own mock. And there's kind of the curve. It's a slight curve, but it looks good. So I'm very excited. So for those of you wondering, like, what about these spaces and all of that, that's all going to be covered up. You'll see what I'm going to do in here in just a minute. But I just wanted to show what that kind of all looks like just kind of like the raw kind of look and what I was kind of doing. And you'll see what this kind of looks like once I cover it up, mostly with plates. I'm going to add some wedge pieces, and I'm going to add a few translucent red pieces. I don't have my BrickLink order in yet. That'll come in next week. So we'll actually get like the whole thing done next week, but we'll get like kind of like, okay, this is what it's going to look like here in this week. So that's good. But yeah, so you'll see what I'm going to do in terms of covering it up and all of that here in just a second. So without ado, let's go ahead and see what this looks like when we take this and we put it behind the rock wall over there. So let's check that out. All right, guys, this is pretty cool. I'm pretty excited to show this to you because not only did I start doing that rock work, or the crystal work I should call it actually, but I did something else just as a proof of concept. You guys are gonna love it, so let's see it. Isn't this cool? Huh? I got the Falcon hanging up already. And that's right there. So just pretend this red, it's a bit tight back here, sorry guys. Pretend this red wall right here goes off to cover about to here. But right there you go. This is kind of what I've been envisioning, is this right here. It is extremely tight. There's only like a foot of space back here, so I apologize for not getting the whole thing in the shot. But yeah, this is what I've been envisioning. Isn't this so cool? I'm so it's so awesome. And what's even cooler is, look, I can move the Millennium Falcon. That is, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I think that's like the coolest thing ever. So let me go over here and get a little more space that I can show you what's going on. But yeah, so I have the Falcon. It's suspended on this. So here's what's actually going on. I made this really quick contraption. This is how I'm able to move it. It literally is just being held by this little thing, and it actually perfectly. This whole thing, I built it up a little bit. I built this out here, put up a fake column just to suspend the Falcon and test exactly, whether my concept works or not. So I just built a really quick column. This is not the final one. And I built this out, and I put some little like braces here and here. Just didn't take long. Put this little contraption together, and I was like, let's see if we can do it. Just, ended off on a really cool note, and boy, does this look awesome. I am so excited. This looks so much better than I could ever imagine. Like seriously, this is so cool looking. I don't know, I hope you guys think the same, but I think this is like really cool. Like, I don't know, I hope it's just as cool as it is to you guys as it is to me. But I think this is a really awesome idea, turning out really well. Now you can also see back here that I have started the crystal work. And you can kind of see I actually covered it up with the Falcon, but I did do a lot of kind of crystal work, is what I'm going to call it, on the back. Now this is not finished at all. There's going to be a lot more trans red pieces on the back of this big wall piece. Like I said, I'm just waiting for the BrickLink order to come in next week, and it'll look a lot different actually. As for this red wall, I could put more plates on that side. I am going to put plates on this side, but I'm not sure whether I'm going to do it on that side. I might just leave it red, to be honest, because there's just other areas like we haven't touched this, and we still have this over here to work on. So I might just leave it be and just leave it the way it is with the red wall. And because most of the time you're just going to be looking on it straight on or at this angle, you're not going to be looking at it at this angle. Pretend the red wall is here. You're not going to be looking at this angle that much, at least in my opinion. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section. But isn't this so cool? I don't know. Maybe it is just me. Even more interesting is I kind of realized when I started putting the Falcon here, I was just like, wait a second. So not only can I move it, but if I really wanted to, guys, I could probably make the Falcon motorized and have a wire by a Technic motor, just like how I did the elevator in Kashyyyk. I could have a wire attached to the Falcon and have it be raised and lowered, and the same with the TIE fighters. If I really wanted to go that extra step, I could do it. I don't have the time, and because I don't want to extend Crait like a couple more weeks just to, see if I could even do that. That's something I could do as like an upgrade or an extension of Kashyyyk, maybe down the road. But just to let you guys know, it's probably possible to actually make this motorized and have things move a couple inches up and down, which would definitely be pretty cool. I'm sure people at conventions would freak out a little bit, but I think that would be kind of a neat thing to add on later. I just don't think we have the time to do it now. That might be its own little thing a couple months after we're done here with Crait, is that we could motorize this. It's very possible. But yeah, no, this just looks so cool. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, guys, but I think that's awesome. This is turning out so much better than I thought it was going to be. But yeah, what do you guys think? This is a great way to end this segment. Let me know what you guys think down below. All right, guys, let's end the video out. All right, guys, so that was the segment. What do you think? That Falcon TIE Fighter? Pretty cool, right? What about seeing this wall done? Isn't that cool? Oh no, we are so close now. Like, it is like 95% done. It's so close. Crait is this close. We only have one more segment, guys, until the finale. Now, I know a lot of you just want to go straight to the finale, and I understand that. But there is enough room to do one more segment before we get to that final episode. Reason being is we still have a lot of filler stuff, like the back areas. We still need to fill in a lot of that with brick. We still haven't touched the hangar area, and I really do want to do something with that. Still got to make the crystal foxes. Little things that you guys may have forgotten about still need to be made.
And the finale is more about the battle, like getting all the vehicle placements. We'll probably put all the salt pieces down then. I know that was something a lot of you have been looking forward to since, but I think I'm just gonna push that to the very end, and we'll just see it all, because I feel like the salt pieces will complete Crait. Once we put all the exploding red bricks and stuff that I have in mind, along with the footprints and the salt pieces, I feel like then Crait behind me will really truly come to its true capability of being one, probably, I don't know if I want to say it yet, but it could be my favorite MOC compared to Kashyyyk. Right now, Kashyyyk is my top favorite MOC, and I know it is for a lot of you. But Crait has that potential depending on how good this finale is, in terms of what the battle looks like and all that. So I'm very excited. I am very excited, and I know a lot of you are too. The next segment, week 32, should come next week, and then on top of that, the finale should come like a week or two after that. So right now, my goal is to get the finale done before Christmas, or if not by Christmas. I definitely, and I'm gonna swear to this camera right now, to all of the fans watching right now, it will be done before January 1st, 2019. I can promise you that right now, as long as everything goes to plan. If I get all the BrickLink orders and everything I need on time, which things can happen, certain circumstances can come up, but if everything comes on time and everything works, I will get this MOC done before January 1st. It's December 1st right now, so I am telling you right now that before December 31st, it will be done. Okay, I know a lot of you have been waiting for it, and it's been more than a year that Crait has started. I believe the 1 year anniversary was just about a week or two ago. I think it was like the second week of November. So we're already entering over a year. So even though it's week 31 out of 52 weeks, you get my point. But we had some gap room there. But we're getting close, and it's going to be done this month. I promise you. All right, guys, that's it. I'll see you guys next week in week 32, and then it's the finale. So get excited. Hope you guys have a great and wonderful day. Bye-bye.